ask about Bree. She's gotten some awards this week. Just what's the value this time of year just of your players getting recognized for the good stuff that they're doing?
Well, I think anytime your players get recognized, it's exciting for your program and for your team. And I think that when one of us gets recognized, it's a reflection of what your team's doing. Obviously, her offense is off the charts right now. Like she's seeing the ball really well. Um, but there's also a lot of great things happening around her. And I guess, if you talk to Bree, she'll be the first one to say that is, if when you start thinking and talking about her RBIs, well, she can't have RBIs if her teammates in front of her aren't getting on and creating that opportunity for her. You also don't get that recognition if your team doesn't take care of business. And so there's a lot of factors that contribute to one of us being recognized. And so I think that's the excitement. And then obviously just at the level that she's producing right now, it's just fun to watch her. It's just fun to watch her be so confident and trust her prep and then make everybody around her better.
Obviously, you work so much with the pitchers. Robin was just saying that Bree, even just on the field, is kind of a safe space for pitchers. I guess just her presence. What's the value of her being that close, at first base to your pitchers?
Oh yeah, she's an anchor in every way. And so when she has the closest um person to the pitchers and just the way she thinks the game, the way she has a calming presence, the way she can make situations lighter. She has that personality for it. So it's just nice. And you have Ella on the other side who does the same thing. And so it's nice when they have the most access to our pitchers in that space. It just kind of it just has a calming presence on everyone around them.
And then obviously it's going to be a little bit different weather for y'all, probably, I would assume in
I
California.
sure hope so. I sure
How's
hope.
how's that altered? It seems like y'all probably already practiced today. Are y'all leaving tomorrow?
That we are scheduled to leave tomorrow. Yes, we already
Okay.
practiced today. We're trying to beat the storm. It's supposed to really get thick here in the afternoon into the evening. So we just finished and we're getting them home before the roads get crazy.
Last thing I'll ask is just what do you think about the opponents that you're going to be seeing up there?
Well, we think a lot of them. That's why we sought out this tournament and to go out there and get the 5 games that we're getting. We're ready for the challenge. That's what this tournament's all about. Is it's a really great field. It's a competitive field, and we're going to be challenged in new ways. And so we're looking forward to that. That's it.
Next
Okay, I'm just
question.
kidding.
All right, well, I'll jump in then. Trying to piggyback on Bree, obviously SEC Player of the Week, D1 Softball National Player of the Week. Well, what have you seen in the growth of her since she arrived at Arkansas, and just that maturation in the process of her from having the confidence in herself, but also her overall game?
Well, I think that's the biggest growth we've seen is everything that you just said is just being really, really comfortable in who she is and having a lot of confidence in that. And just the maturity to know handle the emotions of the game. I think we've seen a ton of growth there too of just knowing the ups and downs and not putting too much weight in either one. But she is someone obviously you love to have in your offense because of who she is, but it's even more so in how she sees pitches and how she approaches pitchers and being able to convey that to her teammates in just a really confidence inducing way. She makes everyone around her better. And so it's been really great to see her just being really comfortable in her own skin and giving herself the credit that she deserves, and just being so confident in everything that she does. Proud of her.
I know when I've talked to her, she's given a lot of credit to DJ Gasso, and even mentioned like she wishes she would have had him longer because she's now starting to kind of understand what he's teaching. What impacts is he making on this offense from the young hitters to even a Brie Ellis that he's making that he's connecting with them from a teaching hitting standpoint?
Oh, well, it's huge. It's everything. That having that connection, having that feeling of just being in the trenches together and having that trust in your coaches of just knowing that they one, they're prepared. Two, they're giving you all the tools that you need for whatever you're going to face. It's I mean, I think the impact's immeasurable. I think that's exactly what you seek at a high level, is to have a high level coach, and he's definitely doing that. And it's really nice to see our players just continue to get more and more comfortable with him, really understanding, being on the same page, understanding the lingo, understanding the why. Understanding the why is just so important, and he's so good at just meeting them where they are and getting them to understand that.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about your team 2 weeks in that you were looking forward to finding out?
Well, we've had our backs against the wall. We've, been down to our last strike, and we know that if we have a strike, we have a chance. We know that we can maintain a high level, no matter what the score is. We can maintain a high level, which I think speaks really highly or big to the type of team that we are. We've won in different ways. But more than anything, through all of that, our team just continues to lean into each other. And you always wonder as a coach, what's the character of this team going to be? What is the character going to be when things are tough? What's the character of the team going to be when things are kind of smooth sailing? And you're going to get all of those. And so I think that for us, it's been really fun to watch this team just lean into each other, support each other, and still know that there's a lot to learn in wins. We've had teams in the past look at us like, geez, what now? We won. Like what, and there were a lot of learning opportunities in this past weekend. Despite what the scores and what it may look like from the outside, there was a lot of learning experiences, and this team soaks that up. And they want to know how we can get even better. And so I think that's what we've learned in a short amount of time. And so now we're ready for that next challenge. And we'll see what we're made of in that.
A while ago, Robin kind of talked about like she was more confident when she had better hitting. If offense is putting up runs, she feels more free to just throw the ball. Doesn't need to place it. Have you noticed any difference in your hitters when you've got good pitching going? Do they feel more confident to swing at balls? They don't feel as confident hitting?
Well, I hope so. I think that there's give and take in every team. And I think right now we have three really strong facets of the game, and it only creates more freedom in each area. So I would hope that our offense feels like our pitching is going to give us a chance every time we take the field. They're going to keep the runs down. They're going to get us right back in the dugout. Same with our defense. And I think our pitchers are able to pitch free, knowing they don't have to be perfect. And there's a lot to be said for that when every area knows the other area is going to pick them up and has their back.
Any more questions?
Coach, what went into the decision of coming back to the Mary Nutter? I mean, you've said it yourself, you're going to be facing some incredible teams moving forward, but why did you want this group of women to play in the tournament?
Well, it's always a great tournament. It's always well run. It's a great environment. It's challenging whoever ends up on your schedule. For us, we have hosted this weekend in the last 6 years. I don't know. We used to go, they used to hold two Mary Nutter tournaments, and there was one earlier in the year, and then there's always been this one. And we used to go to the first one as long as they had it. And then when they went away from it, it was how our schedule fell. We could host at home. We can host in weekend 3. And when we looked at this year and looked at where we wanted to play and the type of schedule we wanted to put together, for us, this was a no-brainer. It was a way to get out to California. It was a way for us to have a heavy lineup. And when we looked at the full non-conference schedule, we felt like it was exactly what we needed. So we're excited about the environment. We're excited about who we get to play out there. And we're excited to get our team out to Cali.
that it?
I'll hop back in. How good was it to see your lineup this week? You know, we talk about Bree and everything she's doing, but I mean, she gets a lot of RBI because the whole offense was clicking. Just to see kind of that whole lineup passing the bat off well.
Yeah, the production throughout our lineup was really explosive. Um, and so, yeah, it's always great to see. It's always great to see when you have production throughout. We know that's always not the case. Usually it's, maybe it's going to be in clusters someday, but whenever it's the entire lineup's feeling good, that's a really great place to be. And I think we saw that in Courtney Day swinging it the way she does. Kaylee Wyckoff, obviously, she's been tremendous. Talia Rijo had an exceptional weekend. Carly Davison came on strong, just really feeling it. And so we're seeing the production throughout, which is always incredible to see. And then whoever we bring in, Jaden Ramos has come in and had some really great at bats. We know we're not just 9 strong. We know that we're strong 15. It doesn't matter who we put in. We feel really confident in the offensive production and the flow of the offense. And it's just really nice to have those options. And it's really nice to see when they get that opportunity of making the most of it.
And then the two players, I hate to lump them together in a question, but Ava Carter and Peyton Burnham, I guess we just weren't. I think they maybe went under a lot of our radar before the season, but now have kind of caught our eye. Just what are you seeing from those two freshmen?
Well, I'm seeing them be ready for the moment, and there's not a moment that's too big. And that's their personality. Peyton wants the ball. She's a competitor. If she went under some radars, shame on you. Just kidding. But she has really great stuff and she's a gamer. And so she wants the ball. She's ready for the moment. She trusts her stuff. She's consistent in her approach in game, which is everything that you ask of your pitchers. Ava Carter she's just quietly done her job and just continued to elevate her game through the fall, coming back from injury, through January. And as you kind of, put them in pressure situations and you just kind of see how each individual handles those things, she has handled it so well. And so we knew, even though she's young and she flew under a lot of radars. She played on a really small travel team. She's an Arkansas kid. And she just is so level with how she plays in pressure situations and big moments and in everything. So it's been fun to see her do her thing. She's worked really hard for it, coming back from injury and just kind of staying the course and trusting herself and just being a sponge in the weight room, in the cages, everywhere. I'm just really proud of her and excited for her time here.
And then, of course, you had it last week. Sickness is going around crazy. How's the team from just a health standpoint?
Well, we have some bugs going through, so we're hopeful that we can minimize the spread, which is going to be interesting when we're in such close quarters. We just come off a bus trip. Seems like we're getting some like flu stomach bugs. It's probably on player number 4 now. And so we're kind of wondering, who's it going to hit next? It's not if it's a when and who. So we're just trying to stay ahead of some of that with our travel and just with our schedule in the next few days. So fingers crossed, send good vibes.
Are you doing better? You sound better than last week. Okay.
I feel like $1,000,000, feeling good. Wanting everyone else to feel that. I still have a cough. I don't know why. It just won't go away, but finally feeling better. The bugs are out of the Deifel house, which is really nice. It was quite a run. And so now we just need them to get out of our program. Get them out of here.
My last question, Robin, obviously, what her leadership and her intangibles to the young arms, how valuable is that, especially this week? We're playing in a marquee tournament like you are this weekend here, where the schedules could be a little crazy at times.
I think it's huge. I think that she's just so human in her approach. She knows how each of them are unique. She's been there. She's been in struggles. She's been in high moments. And so she can lead them through all of that. And if you know Robin, you know that she is incredibly selfless and team oriented, and she understands the value of a staff. And so she leads the charge in that way too, of just building up everybody, just continuing to make sure everybody knows their importance and their role, how important their role is and how much they bring to the staff. And then she just sets a really consistent tone. Whenever Robin gets the ball and goes out there, you're gonna get absolutely everything that she has. Might be a good day, might be a bad day, but you're gonna get absolutely everything that she has. And she's really worked for that. She's really worked to just be a lot more competitive mindset, just want the big moment, be really comfortable in the big moment, knowing that her best is better. And so she's just put the work in. And so for her to lead a young staff, knowing that she's gone through all of that to be where she is, it's invaluable.
All right. Thank you, guys.